Okay, good morning. I thought today we would make a treasure hunt. So we're going to have to go and find lots of things from around your house to be able to do the secret ice treasure game with. So you need to ask your grown-ups if you can have a bowl or a box, and you've got to go around the house or outside and find some really small things. Because today we're going to be doing lots and lots of language of size. We're not going to be talking about big and bigger and ginormous things. We're going to be talking about small and tiny and smaller and microscopic things. Because when we found them, we need to see if we can put them in an ice cube tray. Now, if you don't have an ice cube tray, don't worry. You could use a food bag or a margarine tub, an old takeaway tub, anything like that will do. As long as you can put it in your freezer and it doesn't leak water. So if you ask your grown-ups if they've got any ice cube trays, there might be different shapes. I've got some with rectangles in, and I've got some with circles in. And we're going to need them later. But the first thing you need, as I say, is a box or a basket or a bowl to go and collect tiny little treasure. So let me share with you what treasure I have found this morning. I've been outside and I've been looking inside. And I have found treasure that feels different and looks different and is different sizes. So let's start with my outside treasure. Now, I found some stones first. And stones, my stones are all different. I found a broken bit of orangey brown stone, which is wet because it's raining outside. And it's really, really smooth. And it's really, really cold. I found this stone, which has got lines in it. It's a bit lumpy bumpy. Still quite small though. And I found this really smooth brown one. So, remember how many that was? How many did I find? Can you count with me? One, two, three. So I've got three stones. We make three fingers. One, two, three. Now, if your thumb isn't very good at catching your trickster finger, the little one on the end, you can count it that way. Okay? So we've got three. Now, what else did I find? I found something really squashy and squishy, and it's really wet. As I say, it's been raining. This is an old flower head. It's a bit bigger than my stones, and it's very, very squishy and squashy. So that's another good bit of treasure. And then also outside, I found some little sticks on the floor. They're all different sizes. Some of them are quite long, and then they get shorter. And then I've got some really, really, really short sticks. Can we count how many of these I've got? One, two, three, four, five. Can you show me through your fingers? Five's an easy one, isn't it? It's a high five hand. But we had three stones. So which one's more? Five sticks or three stones? Can you point to the hand that's more? That's it. Did you get this hand? Good. Now, what else did I find outside? I found some leaves. Now, there's brown leaves on the floor. And I had some green leaves as well, because in my garden I've got some plants that are called evergreen. And those leaves don't go brown and fall off. I've got one, ooh, a bigger one, two, three, four leaves. And they're not even crunchy leaves. Got four. So we make four fingers. Ready? One, actually, hide your thumb. One, two, three, four. So I've got four leaves, five sticks. Can you point to the hand that's got more now? That's it, still five sticks. All right, so I finished outside. I came back in, started rummaging around. Now, check your grown-ups are okay with you rummaging around. I had a rummage in the big man drawer in my house that has all sorts of junk and treasure in. And I found a little Lego man. I found an old badge. You might have a birthday badge somewhere. I found some paper clips. Can you help me count my paper clips? I found quite a few. Some of them are the same colour, some of them are different. Some of them have got tangled up. Oh no! Help! I'm going to leave those two together. So let's see if we can count my paper clips. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. We had something else that was 5. Can you remember what else we had that was 5 to be the same? We had 5 paper clips, 5 sticks. So I haven't got one hand that's more now. I've got 2 the same. Then I hurried on searching and looking around, and my big boy Angus had dropped one of these on the floor. This is called a plectrum, and he uses it to play his guitar. So I thought I'd get that. And then I searched down the edges of the sofa, and I found some money. The sofa's a good place to look for money. I found a shiny 20p, and I found a very dull, dirty penny 1p. And then, on the side of my sink, I found some squashed, crunchy milk bottle tops. Now, you might have milk bottles on the milkman like I have, or you might have milk from the supermarket or the shop. So you might have a plastic lid on your side. Mine a crunchy, bendy lid. And then I found some buttons, and they're different colours and different sizes. I found a yellow one, a blue one, and a brown one, or orange. So I found 3 buttons. Ooh, we found something else with 3. Did we find 3 stones or 3 squashy flower heads? Can you remember? It's 3 stones, so we've got 3 buttons and 3 stones to be the same. And then in here, now we're going to be really careful now. When we look for tiny, weeny, microscopic things, we've got to make sure we don't put them in our mouth. It's a big no. So I also found some tiny little beads and a squashy bit of paper. And the last thing I found, I've only got 2 of these. You see, these are what we put birthday candles in. So you have a good rummage around, but remember you're looking for tiny little things to put in your bowl for your treasure. So I'm going to carefully put all my treasure back in my bowl, because the next thing to do is we're going to freeze our treasure. So you need to find out whether or not your grown-ups managed to find you a container that goes in the freezer, and you need some jugs of water. Now, it can get a bit messy, so make sure you're not near anything that you don't want to be messy. But pouring is a really good skill. Pouring is a skill that we need to learn from 22 to 36 months, so up to 3. And I know we have spills, but you lot are really good at pouring. I know you pour your chocolate milk in the morning for me. So I've got 2 jugs here, so I can practice my pouring first. So I'm going to pour my big jug of water. It's not full. Into my little jug. And that makes my little jug full. If I pour it back into my big jug, it's not full. You could find lots of different sized jugs and cups and practice pouring your water from one into the other. So I've got my water and I've got my ice cube trays. I've got to put my treasure inside them first. So let's see what fits where. I've got my circle shapes and I've got my rectangle shapes here. So I'm going to try and fit in my stones first. Now, sometimes things might be too big for your shapes. Remember how many stones we had? That's it, we had 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, what else did we have 3 of? Was it 3 sticks or 3 buttons? That's it, it was 3 buttons. So I'm going to put my 3 buttons in next. I'm going to put them in 1. I might put them together. 2, 3. Now, what did I have that was squashy? And I'd found it outside. It's really, really wet. That was my squashy flower head. I'm going to squash him in there, right at the top. I've only got 1 of him. We need something we've got more of. What did I have more of than 1? I had more paper clips. More paper clips. I had 5. And 2 of them were stuck together, weren't they? Let's put them in there. And then we'll put the other paper clips in. They're a bit big. They poke out the top, they do. Okay. So I've got my 5 paper clips in. I had another thing that was 5 that was outside. Was it leaves or sticks? Can you remember? Leaves or sticks? It was sticks, wasn't it? Oh no, my stick's too big. What can I do to make my stick smaller? You think? I could break it in half, couldn't I? Use my muscles. It's not a very big stick. It's easy to break in half. So I've got 2 smaller sticks now. Let's see if they fit in. Yes. And I've got another big stick. So I can break it in half to make it smaller. Put it in. And then 1 small stick. So I've got 5 sticks and 5 paper clips. I've still got some gaps. The perpleptum. The Lego man. Oh, he doesn't fit in a circle. Put him in a rectangle. The badge. A little bit of squishy, squashy paper. The crunchy milk bottle tops. 2 of those. I've got the candle holder for the birthday candles. Got a leaf. And the money, the shiny money from under the sofa or down the cushions. And then the tiny little beads that we don't put near our mouth. So all my ice cube holes are full. If you've got a magic margarine tub, you might put lots and lots of bits in one big area. Now we've got to get them ready for freezing. So what do we need to make ice? We found lots of ice at Cherubs over the last week outside. Do you remember what that ice was made from? Where we found it? We found it outside in the water trays, and we found all the animals and the cars frozen into it. Because when water gets really, really cold, it turns into ice. So I've got my water now. I've been practicing my pouring. You can practice yours. Remember, we need at least 2 things. We're going to pour one to the other. Now, you might want to do this on a floor that you can mop afterwards, or in the bath, or over a bowl. Your grown-ups will help you. And I'm going to try now and pour it into all the little holes on my ice cube tray. So I'm going to put it in my little jug. We're doing about size. And I'm going to put my ice cube tray on a big tray so I don't get water on me. Okay, and then I'm going to pour my water into all the little holes. I'm going to do the circle holes, and I'm going to do the square holes. So they're all full to the top. Now some of them will float. Don't worry about that. We did about floating and sinking, didn't we, on our science day? You can see how many of yours float. Okay, all full to the top. Okay, now where can I make them cold enough? I could put them outside, like we found at Cherubs. It might not be cold enough. They might still be water tomorrow. Where in my kitchen is it cold enough to make it freeze and turn the water into ice? Do I need the oven? No, that's hot and burns. I know where's cold. The fridge. Do you think that would turn them into ice? It's very cold, but it's not cold enough. I actually need my freezer. So I'm going to turn the video around. You can see my freezer. Space in your freezer. You're grown up to put it in your freezer for you. It's a bit prickly. Big flat space so all the water doesn't come out. Okay, so it's in the freezer. It's going to be there till tomorrow. You might find all sorts of things you can treasure hunt to put in yours. You might have a Lego brick one. You might have a bead one. You might have a little plastic animal frozen set. See all the things you can find to freeze. Pop them in the freezer with your grown-up. And tomorrow, we're going to work on melting them and adding together what we found. See you tomorrow. Bye.